There are a lot of desserts on the holiday menu. One of the most popular and my favorite is pecan pie.
Well, that's right, but it looks like you may be giving up a little bigger slice of that pie to get those pecans. That's because farmers say an unusually rainy summer has decimated some of their harvest.
Bummer news there. Fox 10 News reporter Will Robinson-Smith caught up with some local pecan growers who say it has not been a good year.
It's been a busy Thanksgiving weekend for pecan grower Gary Underwood. Instead of watching football, he's watching his pecan crop and seeing the impact of an incredibly wet summer.
We had 26 inches in July, 21 inches in August right here in Summerdale, and that hurt because it takes 4 or 5 days to spray all the orchards, and then you couldn't even get them all sprayed before you have rain hit.
Which is a problem since the spray needs time to dry to be effective, and a tank can cost between $100 and $300.
When they don't get sprayed, then they disease up and they fall off. And that's what happened to a lot of varieties and a lot of farmers that weren't able to get out in the orchard, you know, and spray their crops right when they need to.
Underwood says some varieties of pecans like the Marlins and the Sumners here were able to deal with the rainy weather. Others, though, weren't so lucky. And even though Underwood lost about 40% of his crop this year, having over a dozen varieties allowed him to fare better than some of his neighbors.
It took away 90% of my crop, my anticipated crop.
Roger Cook's case was somewhat different since he had a larger crop than usual last year, which drained the trees a bit.
If I had not had a real good crop last year, I may have had a 30 or 40% average crop this year, maybe.
So what's the impact of a smaller crop for consumers? Survey says higher prices.
For those people that had to go buy pecans and resell them, they paid a higher price for those pecans, and then they have to in turn charge more for them.
But with his own shop in Foley, Underwood works to keep the price down for his customers so they don't feel the pinch of a hard season. In Summerdale, Will Robinson-Smith, Fox 10 News.
Underwood doesn't expect there to be a long-term impact. He says as long as the conditions are drier next year, the harvest should improve.